357. So we're going to learn how to crochet roses and the parts to them. We have some pre-made stems here that you're going to need. They're already hot glued, and I'm going to show you how to make the stem. It's a 9 gauge in thickness, just the wire you could get at Tractor Supply. Sorry if that's loud, everyone. Then we have the little leaves that we have crocheted. Nothing fancy, just some little leaves. There's one little one, which I'm going to put back in the bag. We have a medium leaf, which is a bit bigger, which will go on the stem, which I will try to show you guys, but I don't have a way to hold the camera. And then we also have to make the bottom stem, and then the rose petal itself. So we're going to start with how to make the stem piece. And first we're going to tie a knot here, and I'll probably end the stream and do a new one of me putting it all together because I have to get my tripod out for that. So our goal today is to make 6 of them, and these are for Mom's birthday gift, so shh. Alright, so I'm just kidding about the shush part. Alright, so we tie a nice tight knot going both ways to hold it pretty sturdy. You want it up towards the end. And we just have some green 5 medium weight that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, which was pretty cheap. And this wire is a 9 gauge, and it comes in a whole big spool. You get that. You're going to need some heavy duty clippers to cut it. You're going to need this to cut this wire. Just to give you guys a heads up, normal wire cutters won't cut it. So we've got our knot tied on, and now we're just going to spin it. And you want to make sure you have enough room for the hot glue. You just spin and push it up, and it's going to give it a nice natural look. Any green will do. I just prefer this green because it's a good contrast to the roses. And it turned out I bought it for a blanket, and then I was like, I saw a YouTube video on normal roses, like, oh, that looks really pretty, but I wish the petals were more defined, like when you glue the rose together. And then I decided, I have velvet yarn, let's try this. So that's how I got into it. My mom and dad were like, oh, it'd be so cool if you could make them, so I learned how to make them. And now I'm sharing it with you guys because I had a really hard time finding videos on how to make the stems. And if you use a velvet yarn and you use a floral wire, even if you twist 2 or 3 together, it's not strong enough, so this is more cost efficient. And it works better because you could still bend it, which I'm not going to do with this one. But this one's already wrapped, so I could do that. So you could still bend it, see? To make it the shape you want it, and then it bends back pretty good too. So that's why I went with this, because I wanted it to bend, but I didn't want it to flop over and look like it's broken. Now when I get down to this part, which gets hard to wrap, I'm just going to roll it like that, push it up, roll it some more. If you have any loose spots, just give the yarn a nice push, and you'll fill in the gaps. Hi Bios, give me just a second. So we're going to just fill in all those gaps by pushing up the yarn so that there is no gaps, because sometimes you make mistakes and you get a gap. Thanks, yeah, I've been super busy, so I haven't had a chance to be online for a while. Sorry about that, everyone. Animal Crossing will continue at some point, but first I got birthday gifts to make and an anniversary gift, so I just been trying to get all that done, and it's summer, so it's time to get gardening. Alright, so we're just going to keep rolling this, and you can see that there's thick and thin spots, which is perfectly fine, because on a normal rose, you're going to have those thick and thin spots on the stem. So when you're making this, don't stress for perfection, because perfection is a lie, and in nature, there is no perfection. Just make sure that you don't see the metal and that the yarn doesn't move. Alright. You know, scissors would be helpful. And I can never seem to find a pair. Got a pair. So now we're just going to snip this here. And this is your stem, your main base, whatever you want to call it. I don't have proper names for anything, so we're just going with the flow. We're going to tie a knot, slide it over, pull that nice and tight as you can, and that will hold until you hot glue it like this one. If you hot glue it, you wrap it over. Feel for any rough spots because that is a heavy duty wire. You want the hot glue to cover the whole end of the wire because you don't want it sticking out like this. You don't want anyone cutting themselves on that. So we've got the stem now. Next up, I'm going to make some leaves after I find my hook. Size 4, not it. There's my size 5. So we're just going to use a slip stitch. I think this is what you call the beginning stitch. Get yours started. On you go, and you're going to chain 6. It is. That's unfortunate. Hold on. How about now? Okay, so we're just going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now you're going to do a slip stitch into this one. And then you're going to do a single crochet. Then you're going to do a double right through, and then you're going to do a treble, yarn over, under, yarn over again, pull through, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through 2. I don't know if I have the names right, so my sincere apologies if I got them mixed up. Alright, now we're going to do a single crochet. Actually, I lied. We're going to do a slip stitch through this end. And then the last one is done. So, go cut our yarn right there, pull our yarn out, and I tie knots in these because we're going to hot glue it on. So, just tie a good, nice knot, and one more for security. Trim off the ends. Make sure you pull it real good. Cut that right there. I save my ends and put them into stuffed animals for later. So now you have one small petal, and now we're going to start the same way, but you're going to do 10 single crochets, or chain 10, whichever way you want to go. Chain 10. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, now you're going to slip stitch through the first one, single crochet through the second one, a double crochet, I believe is what it's called. So you yarn, here let me just show you. Yarn over, go through, yarn over, go through, yarn over, pull through all 4. And now we're going to do the treble, yarn over, go through, yarn over, then yarn over again, go through 2, yarn over again, go through 2. We're going to do 1, 2, 3 of those. So that's 1, 2 and 3, and now we're going to do a double, and then we're going to just do a slip stitch right there. Here we go. Now cut, pull, 2 knots. Cut off your yarn, save it for stuffy. Now you've got your 2 leaves and a stem all under 10 minutes. Now we're going to do the base. We're going to make a magic ring. I do mine different. I am left-handed, so I hold the yarn with these 2 fingers, wrap it over, and then wrap it over itself. Make an X under your fingers and back over. Okay, this is easier for me. Now stick your hook under this one, grab this one, pull through and twist. Now reach over to this finger right here, grab your yarn and pull it through. And now you have your magic ring. And I just undid my magic ring, so we'll try that again real quick. I got a knot, not what I was looking for. So over, pull through, twist, and grab your yarn, and there's your magic ring. I always take this and pull this out because you're going to make a knot, and then you're going to be very frustrated because then it's not going to pull tight. Now we are going to do 6 double crochets after 1 single. So chain 1, yarn over, go through the loop, yarn over again, and pull through all 4. That counts as 1. Now we're going to do it again. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yeah, pull your circle tight. No need for a clip. Now we're going to do a slip stitch into the first one right, move out of my white tail, right here. Go through both, so you're going through this section right here, right there. Alright, you want to make sure you're under both sections of yarn, so there should be a little like V on top. You want to make sure you're under that. Grab your yarn and then just keep going through. Now you chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Start with a slip stitch just like the leaf. 1 slip stitch. Now your single crochet. Now your double. And then you're going to do your treble. Yarn over, through, yarn over again, pull through 2, yarn over again, and pull through 2. And you're going to do that 1 more time. Now you're going to go into the chain right next to here. Get through both of them, slip stitch that. And now we're just going to repeat that all the way around. If I could get my tension right. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. One single crochet. And we forgot to yarn over. 1 double and 2 trebles. And we lost our tension. Now you do your slip stitch into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And slip stitch, single crochet, get some more yarn, do your double, treble, and then another slip stitch, and you do 6 again. Nope, I messed that up. I jumped the gun. You do your double first. There's your double, and do your treble. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Nope, we're missing one somewhere. So we're gonna redo that. Make sure it's perfect. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1 slip stitch. That doesn't want to cooperate. Single crochet, double, treble, and another treble. And then you're going to slip stitch again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we're going to go over it because we have new viewers. Hi Mom, how you doing? We're going to slip stitch again, a single crochet, do your double, a treble, and do another treble. Alright, back into our slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And you're going to do your slip stitch, single, double, and we're using US terms by the way, treble, another treble, and it's going to start getting trickier because now you got the other petals in your way. And now you have 2 spots left. Slip stitch into this, do your slip, just make another one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't want a gap there. Do your slip stitch, your single crochet, your double, treble, and one more. And now we're going to slip stitch here, pull through, you're going to cut here. Now, since we're going to hot glue these, we don't have to worry too much because it's going to be glued down. But I do want to make sure it doesn't come undone before that happens. So we're going to tie a knot right here. And then you flip it over and lightly tie a knot right here. Just first knot, very light. Don't pull too tight. Second knot, pull it as tight as you can. We're going to pull that nice and tight. And now we're going to trim it down right here. Save that for stuffy. So now you have, within 20 minutes, you have your stem, your 2 leaves, and the bottom base of your stem. So now we're going to get into the complicated stuff. Now we're going to make this, which is going to turn into, where is it? This. So we're going to make this come to life. So this is what your overall will look like. A beautiful rose. So now it's time to work it up. So we're going to go with our velvet yarn we got from Walmart. You get a pack of 3 for $17, and each spool, individual spool, makes 3 roses. Alright, now we're going to chain 40. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, we lost our tension. Do it again. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. I forgot I changed the pattern to 50. So we're going to chain 50, so my apologies. So we're at 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. And thank you, Bios. Alright, now we're going to do a ton of doubles. So, we've got our chain. We're going to pull out some extra yarn. Get ready. Yarn over. Go through the first chain on the yarn. Yarn over again, and pull through. We're going to do this all the way down. Yarn over. Go through, yarn over again, pull through. You're going to have to feel for the stitches. You can't always see them. So go in the top of every stitch. See the top? You want to go, so here's the bottom of the stitch. You want right here. You want this piece right here. So we're going to yarn over again, and pull through all 4 loops. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4 on your hook. Pull through all 4, and you're going to do that for the entire chain. And because I don't want the video to be over an hour, we're going to just speed this up. We'll probably glue the roses together tomorrow on stream, but today we're making the parts because I just realized what time it is. I know, right? Totally in the zone. Sorry about that, guys. Need something. Need some hard candy. Alright, so you got that all the way to the end. Pull your tail tight. Now we're going to crochet 3. 1, 2, 3, chain 3, flip your work. Now we're going to trebles. So yarn over, go through, yarn over, go through again, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over again and pull through 2. One more in the same hole. Okay, so now we've used the beginning stitch, first stitch. So you got 1, 2, 3, skip a stitch right here. We're going to skip that one. We're going to go into this one. So yarn over, go through, yarn over again, and then yarn over again, pull through 2, pull through 2. We're going to do that again in this spot. So each one that you skip has to have 3 in it, just like if you were building a granny square. So there's 1, 2, and now I messed that up. That was double. Okay. 1, 2, and then 3. Then skip a chain, and we're going to go over again. 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to do this the whole way down the row. So don't forget to skip your stitch. Alright everyone, I will be back in a little bit and we will finish up this rose head. welcome back. Thank you for patiently waiting. We're going to finish up this rose head, and then that's going to be it for today. So, we're finishing what we started, which is the 3 trebles, skip a space, 3 trebles. Now it's going to get a little weird at the end here. Now you're going to have a gap here. You can just treble right into that gap if you want to, so you'll end up with 4 trebles in a row, but that's okay. It will look good. Now we're going to 1, 2, 3, chain 3, and this is where I gotta get closer to the camera. Now we're going to yarn over, go into this space right here, yarn over again, pull through 2, it's another treble, pull through 2 more. We're going to do the same thing again into this chain, and now we're going to go to the next chain. Do another treble, single crochet, go into this chain here, slip stitch, and another single crochet. And now we're going to just start the process all over again. We're going to do another treble in the next chain. So now you have a treble right there. Now you're going to go into this one right here, the next one, and do another treble. And we're going to do that one more time into the same space. And then we're going to go over 1 and do it again. Single crochet, slip stitch into the next space over, and then a single, and I'll just repeat it again. So you got your treble into the next chain. Now you're back to the next chain, another treble, and another treble. Next chain, do another treble, chain 1, find your next spot, which is right here, go in, slip stitch, and a single crochet, and we're just going to repeat that the whole way down. Hi, thank you. Yes, I had quite a few things pop up. Once you get really good at these roses take no time at all to make. So we're just going to finish up our petals, and we're just going to take this the whole way down. Now you can use any yarn you want to make these roses. You can use Red Heart medium, Red Heart 4 medium. You can use silk, anything you want, any shape, any size. But when you change the thickness of the yarn, this is a 6 medium yarn. When you change the thickness, it will change the size of the rose head. So don't forget to think about that when you go to pick out your yarns. So if you use a yarn like this, which is a 5 medium weight, your rose head is going to come out half the size of this one. If you pick a thicker yarn, the rose head is going to come out bigger than this one. a thinner rose head will be a lot smaller. So we're just finishing up these petals and we're almost at the end. Alright, hi everyone, welcome back. We're going to go back to what we're doing, which is finishing up this rose petal. And then we're going to call it. If you guys need any tutorials on anything at all, just let me know and I'll make the video. Thank you. I'm not being sponsored by anyone, by the way. Red Heart, if you want to sponsor me, I love your yarn. It is truly amazing. Oh yeah, speaking of brands of yarns I like, so my favorites have turned out to be this velvet off of Amazon. I don't know the company name because they don't have it on labels, which is odd. Yeah, I don't think that they have it on labels. Yeah, it's just called chenille yarn. So I like this one that I found on Amazon. I like Karen 1-pounders and the Red Heart Super Savers and the Jumbo. My newest favorite is their Granny Square Red Heart. I will show you that in a minute. Maybe we'll stream the Granny Squares tomorrow if I have time. But I love the Granny Square yarn because it's so easy. Like, I did have a hard time at first with the tension, but I switched to 4.5 hook instead of a 5.5 like it recommended to make sure that I got the gauge right. So once I switched to 4.5, because my tension's pretty loose from working with yarns like this that you have to be really delicate with, so you want loose tension when you work with these. It made it a lot easier for me to get the gauge right on spot. And to get gauge is basically you make a little swatch. I just crochet the Granny Square and you measure it to make sure that it came out the right size it was supposed to be, and it will tell you on the back of the package or on the front what gauge it should be. So I love Red Heart yarn. I think their Granny Square yarn is just, it's beautiful. I wish that they came out with that sooner because I love making Granny Square blankets. What I don't love is sewing in all those tails. Like, no thank you. Don't want anything to do with that. That's what stops me from making them. Because not only do you have to sew in all those tails, but then you have to sew it. You have to put a border around it, and then you have to sew it together. But I'm not going to sew mine together or crochet mine together like the single crochets around it or the half, I don't know the terms, but it's where you crochet one end to the other end, or you could sew one end to the other end. I'm going to actually Granny Square it all the way around so that they're Granny Squared together to make a blanket. Alright, so we have gotten to our last stitch. Just continue the petal like normal, do the single crochet, and now we're going to slip stitch. right down here. We're going to just take it down. Now I do mine differently because I'm going to hot glue these together. It's a little difficult sometimes with this yarn to get both sides, but you gotta really feel for it. Here we go. I'll go through the bottom of this petal, the very bottom, and then just slip stitch right through. And like I said, we are going to be hot gluing this, so I'm going to cut my tail. Okay, I leave just a little tail, not too long. It conserves yarn. I usually leave an even smaller tail, but for video purposes I didn't. So now we're going to stick our little fingers through this hole right here. Just pick the one closest to the yarn because we're going to tie a knot in it. So we're going to pull that through. Pull it through again and just tie a knot if there's not already a knot there. How did we already get a knot? Oh, wrong one. That was funny, they got twisted. Okay, so we're going to just pull a knot right there, make sure it's nice and tight. Don't pull too hard, the yarn will snap. Then we're going to do the same thing on the bottom. Put your finger through one of the little openings because this is going to be glued to the stem this end. And we're just going to tie a knot there. So I'm just going to demonstrate how to glue it because we're not going to glue it today after I cut this off because I'm not going to hot glue in my lap. And right now I don't have a station. I need a new pair of scissors, geez. Okay, there we go. I don't have a station set up where the camera's got a good view, but you're going to put hot glue right here. Let's imagine this is glue. You're going to press it down, hot glue the very edge over here, and then roll this. I recommend getting some finger cots that are hot glue friendly and non-stick. Roll this and roll this over, and then you're going to put hot glue on each petal and you're just going to keep rolling it until you get the look you want. So it will roll like that, and more hot glue here, roll again, more hot glue here, roll again, hot glue, roll, hot glue and roll, and we'll just pretend I'm putting hot glue on each petal. Okay, now this is going to be loose because I don't have hot glue on it. And if your yarn starts getting a little pushed up too much, just give a nice push together while the hot glue is still hot. You just push it like that, and you just keep rolling until you get the way you want it to look. So my hand is going to be in the example, so then you have that. So each petal gets a thing of hot glue, then just roll. You could roll it on the counter, you could roll it with your hands. Be careful with the hot glue, it will come through the yarn and it will get you. So what I have for that is I bought myself, if I could figure out where I put my finger cots, not there. They're around somewhere. Anyways, I have these little rubber finger cots, and I think they're on my art desk that I use when I hot glue this, so that I don't burn myself. So we're going to pretend this rose is all one piece. Okay, we're just going to pretend it's on the stem. Alright, make it look nice. Alright, it's on the stem. Okay, and pretend it's on. Now you're going to take this piece, slide it up the stem, and when you go to hot glue this, because you can see it's balling up, take the hot glue down like this and then you pull it up, and you're going to have your finger cots on so you don't burn yourself because the hot glue is going to go through the yarn. You're going to get yourself. So make sure you got those finger cots from Amazon. They're heat resistant and non-stick. They're easy to find. Just find yourself some heat resistant non-stick finger cots so you don't burn yourself. I believe that they're specifically made for the hot glue gun. So you pull this up like that, and you keep going all the way around. And then if you want to do the petals, you put a little dab of hot glue here and just glue the petal on like that. And then you could do the same for the other side. And your end result will be this. So see, this is all hot glued upward, and you pull it up. You can see a little spot came off. But you just hot glue it upward, and then these leaves are hot glued on. So you can still see the little strand of hot glue I need to pull off. So you just hot glue all of that on, and you use your finger cots so that you don't burn your hands, because if you aren't careful, the hot glue will get you. I have burned my hands several times before I found these finger cots making these roses, and trust me, it is not pretty at all. Not pretty. Definitely not something you want to do. So everyone, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. If you missed out and you didn't get to see the pretty rose, how it's made, well, don't worry, this will be up on YouTube at some point. So thank you very much. I'll see y'all later. Thank you, Bios.